Weidmüller, headquartered in Detmold, Germany, has been around since 1850 and today has production facilities and distributors in more than 80 countries. Richmond, Virginia is home to Weidmüller USA, which was established in 1975, which means the US branch is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. Here at Machine Design, we are happy to celebrate Weidmüller USA's 50-year journey. Joining me today to talk about this milestone, as well as dig a little deeper into the designing of Weidmüller's smart industrial connectivity solutions, is Randy Sadler, the president and CEO of the company. Thank you for joining us, Randy.
Well, thank you, Sharon, for having me. I'm looking forward to the next hour or so, whatever it takes to share with you the wonderful story of Weidmüller and Richmond and globally what we're doing for the Industry 4.0.
Terrific. So from 1975 to today, a lot can change in 50 years. So why don't you tell us how especially Weidmüller USA has evolved in response to changing technological landscapes in industrial connectivity solutions?
Yeah, maybe I'll start with just a little bit of background on Weidmüller, but you hit on it. I mean, Weidmüller globally is 175 years this year, and we're 50 years celebrating here in Richmond, Virginia. And today we're about $1 billion in revenue, $1 billion in sales, and about 6,000 employees. So we're not a small company. Here in Richmond, we opened up the office in 1975 by the airport here in Richmond, and then built a custom-built manufacturing office space here in Chesterfield County, and opened that up in 1980. So yeah, a lot has changed since then. I would say that when we first opened up here, we actually molded terminal blocks. Weidmüller is one of the first inventors of DIN rail mounted terminal blocks. And today the technology has quickly changed in the way you terminate two wires. And that's just one small example. But yeah, the technology has moved very quickly over the 50 years. And I would say that the other thing that's interesting when we talk about why did Weidmüller choose Richmond, Virginia, there's a unique story there too. The original president of the US operation, he was German. He was friends with another German company that had already relocated here that was supporting the cigarette industry business here in Richmond. We have large, as you probably know, and the listeners, Philip Morris and some of those others. So this company, the president, our president was friends, and he says, hey, where should I relocate? Hey, you should relocate to Richmond, Virginia. We're doing well here. So it's that networking, that relationship, and supporting another major supplier to the cigarette industry is really why we chose Richmond, Virginia. And it's been a great 50 years for us. We're in the middle of the East Coast, and shipping product is easy out of here, and there's a good transportation. We got a great workforce. So yeah, a lot of good things from that initial decision to move into Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, I guess what else has changed? I mean, we, as one of the original inventors of a DIN rail mounted terminal blocks and a plastic housing, it's simple as putting a wire in here and a wire in here. But what's changed is today we put a lot of electronics in there. So now they become smart terminal blocks. We've got fuse holders in there, circuit breakers, diodes, resistors, MOVs for surge protection. So it's a smart terminal block, for example, is one of the major, I guess, improvements over the last 50 years. And they've gotten smaller, quite frankly. They used to be big and bulky, and there's just much more technology there.
Right. In fact, I've seen that you've won some awards for some of your products. So do you want to talk about those a little bit?
Sure. So I'm glad you brought that up. So we have 4 connection technologies from a terminal block, but what you're referring to is our latest and greatest technology, which is called Snap-in. And I actually have that product right here. And I want to just quickly show you and the listeners how easy it is. I mean, if you were here, you would be able to do that. But basically, you take a stripped wire, place it in there. Did you hear that snap?
So I did.
It gives you an audible and a visual. Those little blues, this green Snap-in popped up. So I got two indicators that I've got a reliable connection. So did you see how fast that was too? I mean, it was seconds, right? Well, the old way we used to do that was, and hopefully you can see this properly, you put the wire in here and there's a screw clamp in here, and then you tighten down the screw. So that takes 15, 20 seconds. So you see the timing that's changed there. And Germany won another award for this technology in the machine magic automation space because of this tech. So no one else has this technology. It's one of the most innovative things that I've seen in terminal blocks in the 50 years. Again, going from screw clamp to snap in, that's the biggest innovation. And it's all about speed and reliability. So
Absolutely. Are there any other products that you want to talk about that have seen some tremendous innovation as we're going through the years?
yeah, I would say so. Weidmüller has three divisions. We have what we call the cabinet product divisions, which means everything that fits inside of a cabinet. We have what's called automation product solutions, which are the higher tech products. Those are the pack controllers, the power supplies, the Ethernet switches. So that's the product line that has grown the most since the 50 years. I mean, from a simple terminal block, now we're doing automation type products. And then the third business unit is what we call DFC, device field connectivities. And those are printed circuit board terminal blocks and connectors. So if any type of printed circuit board, you need a power or data or signal to that, and we have those connectors. And what's also great is we are incorporating this new technology, the snap-in, into all of those products as well. So it makes the wiring faster in there. But I would say from a technology standpoint, it's all about automation. If you think about the industrial Internet of Things and Industry 4.0, and how do we bring smart connectivity down to the production floor and help them optimize and make it a more reliable process. That's where we play today, and we do very well. And that's where I personally and the company sees the growth. Yes, we still need terminal blocks every day for those physical connections, but automation is what's driving our business.
So the snap-in feature on these products, or whether you use a robot or a person, it doesn't matter. It's
It
just
doesn't
faster
matter.
regardless.
Well, it's obviously faster with a robot, but that is a technology that's available today. It's primarily being used in Germany for the high volume machine tool builders, but we are looking at a couple of those applications here in the U.S. using a robot to do the physical hardwiring where a typical a panel shop builder would do that. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's making everything. When you think about bringing more manufacturing to the United States, this is going to help America be more produce more products, be more cost effective, be more reliable. So we're part of that revolution that I see coming to us with more manufacturing coming in the United States. So yeah, you've nailed it right there.
So as you're celebrating this 50th anniversary in the US, what are Weidmüller's aspirations for the next decade, and how do you plan to innovate for the future of American industry?
So I would say there's two things. I mean, from a global perspective, we look to double our revenue within 10 years. That's number one. The US, I mean, being the largest growth area for our company, all eyes are on the US when you look at from a global perspective. My vision for the company here in Richmond is to become this center of excellence. I mean, for customer experiences, engineering, supply chain, manufacturing in the Richmond, Virginia. So, and we want to build things that are for the U.S. by, here in the U.S. I mean, yes, we all know that the Germans make great products from Porsche, Mercedes, Audi, and Weidmüller components, but we want to take that same innovation and engineering and do it here in Richmond. So that my vision is us to become the center of excellence for North America and add more employees here and just continue to manufacture more is kind of my vision, the short term, the next 10 years, as you say.
Well, that sounds great. So again, congratulations on 50 years in the US. And I want to thank you for joining us today, our audience. And until next time, this is Randy Sadler and Sharon Spielman saying, stay curious.